Joining me today is Professor of Political Science at New England College in Henniker, New Hampshire, Dr. Wayne Lesperance. Wayne, prediction time.
My least favorite part of the show.
Yeah, because I understand your predictions all along have been absolutely perfect, and that's the standard we're going to hold you to. Who will be the vice president on the stage with Hillary?
I think it's going to be Tim Kaine, the senator from Virginia. I think he's been groomed for this for a while. I think he helps to deliver Virginia a purple state, and so I think it'll be Tim Kaine. There are others that people are talking about, including an admiral whose name escapes me that has just been vetted. So that would bring some military experience to the ticket. But my bet is it's Tim Kaine. He delivers votes. What
will Clinton, should she win, cabinet look like?
I think it's going to be a lot of folks who have a lot of experience in Washington. She's going to draw probably on a lot of current Obama appointees, and she's going to promote some people up from within. But I think she's been in D.C. for a very long time, and she knows who the players are, and I think she will have a very seasoned group coming through.
If she wins the election, what will Bill Clinton be known as?
Well, this is the question of the day. I think there's actually
always be Mr. President.
He'll always be Mr. President. When he's not in her presence, right? He's always Mr. President. So that's gonna be that. When he's with her at a White House function, for example, there's questions about whether he'll be the first gentleman, the first spouse, and I don't know that it's settled. So I think actually all of us are going to wait to see what they decide it should be, because as much as the media is driving the conversation right now, they want to know what the standard's going to be for titles.
I mean, the First Lady, how did that title actually get created?
Oh boy, you need to get Dr. Jim Walsh in.
Okay, I need to get a historian there.
You need a historian. I don't know.
I'm going to suspect it came organically from the press, the communities, right. Not from sort of right. Here's the title we're going to thrust on.
So, historically, lords and ladies, in terms of titles of nobility, that would have carried over, and so it probably has some relationship to that. But Jim Walsh is your guy on that question.
So tell me, though, forget what we call President Clinton, the male President Clinton.
Right.
If he is the first gentleman or first spouse, how influential will he be in helping her move forward on her agenda?
Bill Clinton is called the big dog by the people that know him because he gets things done. He knows how to move things along, and I think that he can be an incredibly powerful force for positive movement. He can certainly rally people around. He still has a tremendous following, and people, I think, look back to the Clinton years and remember them very fondly in terms of the economics, in terms of their own personal, how they were doing. He can also be a very dangerous person on the campaign trail because sometimes he steps in situations that I think Hillary would rather he avoid. I'm not sure she was really thrilled that he met with the Attorney General on the tarmac that day. I'm not sure that was smart politics. And Bill Clinton tends to be pretty independent. So I think on balance, he's going to be somebody that's a very useful resource for the president in his role as whatever we call it.
Is it likely he'll be named to a cabinet position?
No, I don't think so. I think that would be unprecedented in a way that's not positive. I think he's going to be given specific tasks, specific areas that he's going to be able to work on. And I think he too is probably going to be enjoying his golf game quite a bit. I think she'll send him out to do that, and there'll be a lot of informal politicking going on the golf course.
Will her candidacy help down tickets more than the Trump?
I think so. I think that she appeals to voters as an establishment, as a traditional candidate. She's also an historic candidate, the first woman elected president. I think that's a very appealing and very powerful message. So I suspect people are going to, except for maybe in places in the Deep South, that she's going to be very much in demand to appear on the campaign trail with a lot of down ballot races.
Will it influence the New Hampshire races?
I think it can't help, but it cannot hurt those candidates. People like Maggie Hassan, again, the women running in New Hampshire on the Democratic side, assuming that they all get their party's nominations, I think that they all become better with Hillary Clinton side by side with them. So I think here in New Hampshire that she will be a very positive influence.
Will New Hampshire be one of the key states for the Senate race?
It is the Senate race right now. The Senate race between Maggie Hassan and Kelly Ayotte, I think, is the #1 race in the country. The others might say it's number 2, number 3. I think it's New Hampshire, and it's going to be a tight race.
We'll have you back on to talk about that, but right now we're out of time.
Sounds good. Thanks, Sean.
Thank you. And thank you for joining us for this edition of Capital Connections, your weekly access to politics and policy along the I-89 and I-91 corridors and how it impacts your life in our region. If you've got an idea or suggestion for a future show, please send me an email. And remember, please join us again next week at this same time for another edition of Capital Connections.